Alright, so welcome back. This is Vostok 6 and this is a special modular service module that I've actually put together myself. And I've called it CLM, which stands for Cislunar Mission. And what I'm going to do with Vostok 6, like I said, I'm going to extend it still. So what I've done, I've added extra fuel in here, so you notice we now have 2 minutes and 47.9 seconds worth of burn from the service module. So I want this to take this spacecraft, I want it to go, I want Vostok 6 to go higher, much higher. I want it to go into cislunar, well, at least as far as I can into cislunar space. Now, for cislunar space, for people who don't know what that means, it means the space between Earth and the Moon. So effectively, as soon as you go in orbit, you're actually probing cislunar space. But technically, it's about halfway between the Moon and Earth. I don't know if it's going to get that high, but can but try. And to try and sort of make sure I can get the thing back nice and gently, well, coming all the way back from whatever, how many, 2,000-3,000 kilometres in altitude down to a periodic system that's probably less than 200 kilometres, which will be very steep, and this will probably burn up on re-entry. So to try and prevent that from happening, I'm going to try and see if I've got enough fuel in this section. It should be. I mean, I've augmented it. As far as I know, it used to have about a minute. It's about a minute. So I've more than doubled that, almost tripled it. The actual burn time for the service module's motor. I have reduced how much nitrogen is in the packs. We have quite a lot. So if I do this manually, the deorbit position, attitude positioning, manually myself, rather than letting the autopilot do it, we shouldn't waste too much nitrogen. That's what I'm hoping. Because for almost a 3-minute burn, it may run out of nitrogen to position it. It's because it has to hold position because there's no gimbal on this motor. But that's about it. So what I've done here, just show you, I've reduced food, water and oxygen down to just 7 days, just over 7 days. And I've augmented the electric charge with the extra capacity that's been freed up by reducing these 3 resources. So it's down to 93,390, which is, it was 86,000. So it's added a few thousand extra, but it will not be enough to go full 7 days. So in order to augment that, I have fitted 4 phaser solar panels. Now these generate, I think it's 1.3 watts or so. Let me just check. No, 3.15 watts each. But the module itself, which cannot be shut down, takes 190 watts. So it's going to be quite short. It's still going to use up the battery charging regardless of whether I'm in direct sunlight or not. So for half the orbit, else it's going to be in darkness, so it's using all the battery. But I just wanted to augment it. I'm hoping it should just be enough to augment it for a couple of days. Just extends how long the battery can actually last for, rather than using just solely the battery power. And I've augmented this, as I said, and I've put a SSTU service tank inside. It's attached properly. I haven't used offset, so I've not cheated. It's actually hollow inside here. So I don't know why that is, because I think this is actually supposed to be the fuel. These bottles here. The strange thing is about this particular spacecraft is that the decoupler, which attaches the service module to the actual descent stage itself, the actual descent module, the capsule, doesn't actually have a crossfeed. So the electric charge here, or any resources here in the service module, are supposed to go along this umbilical and feed the capsule, but it doesn't actually work. So you've got to put all of your stuff in the capsule. So no matter what I attached here, I could not attach these solar panels, for instance, for example, on here, because it just wouldn't feed the capsule itself. That's about it. That's the only thing I've actually changed. I just want to try and get as high as possible. I want to let this burn out completely. And then when this comes back round to the peri-axis, I'll bring down the apo-axis down to a manageable level again. Once it's ready to be brought back. Alright, so this is Vostok 6. This is a pure fictional mission. Vostok never went very high. Never went above a couple hundred kilometres as far as I know. 200-300 kilometres. So I'll just check the staging. Because I'll actually take parts of it apart. Just certain sections of it. Seems to be okay, that. Don't seem to have upset anything. Something I have noticed. I seem to be losing roll control. Yeah, I've got verniers here. The verniers are actually built in. So I don't know what's going on there. It's not fantastically important or sort of dangerous. But I'm thinking I may have the wrong fuel mixture here for using the... If I've noticed there's two sets of fuel mixtures, one for the verniers and one for the actual main engines, and they seem to be slightly different. So I don't know what's going on there. But these ones are fine. These work fine. Yeah, seems to be perfectly okay there. But we have reduced. I forgot about that. I forgot that I actually reduced the burn time. Yeah, I don't think I've got much in the way of burn time extra. 2 minutes and 1 second. If you go over, you'll have to cause a flame out. That's probably why I reduced it. And this is 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Did I reduce this one? No, I didn't. No, that's fine. Alright, so Vostok 6 Cislunar mission. So I'm going to put the fairings on, head out, and then head to the launch pad. Okay, so something I did neglect to mention in the VAB, and that we're launching from Omelek Island. Simply because I just want to try and see if I can get into an equatorial orbit or close to it. I won't be sort of correcting during the launch, but I'm going to see if I can sort of correct for inclination. See if I can just get somewhere near. Alright, so it's got slightly longer than in the KPBS at Kennedy. I'll have flight control first. From what I can tell, if Omelek Island is a little bit bigger, I could possibly land space planes here. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be quite long enough, but I don't know. I mean, we've got the runway there. So if I lay another runway down this location, just here. But the thing is, I'm not going to be concentrating on space planes very long, to be perfectly honest. They're not fantastically feasible, but they're not... Well, they're a little bit expensive. And they're prone to failure. It's not as effective as sort of Splash, not as reliable as just a normal spacecraft, just touching down a pod, especially a command pod with a parachute. Powered landings vertically, I will definitely try to do. But I'm already getting stages back, so I don't think there's any real sort of rush to do anything like space planes, but suborbital planes, yeah, definitely. Suborbital probe planes, like the X-43, the X-57 and so on, operated by the US Air Force. then yeah, so I think we'll launch in daytime. It's almost facing the wrong way, aren't I? Give again, we're in the Pacific. Actually, no, we're not. I'm not facing the wrong way. So this will be a cis-lunar mission. It's an experiment. Ooh. It's the moon. So I'm in a different time zone. A number of hours ahead. Alright. Let's head to the launch pad. Okay, so I think I'm gonna be yeah. So this is Gilbas Kerman's Vostok 6 flight. So this is a CLM, a cis-lunar mission. So let's head to the launch pad. Okay, so here we are. This is Gilbas. That 95. What's the inclination? Yeah, it's only 9 degrees. So it's 9 degrees north of the equator. So that's not too far out. Well, so you have to wait till halfway, well, quarter of the way around between the what will be the ascent. Yeah, definitely we'll be climbing up towards the apogee. So halfway between here, well, obviously wherever the periapsis is, and between the apoapsis, that's when we can actually affect this particular inclination. There's no other inclination off. It's not completely utterly off completely like it is in Kennedy. But we won't be bothering about that just yet. Right. So yeah, that's Omelek Island. And the equator, equatorial line is about here. So we're not too far off. Poppy about that. Should be fine. Get to the clouds now, that's nice. Right. Full throttle on, SS is on, everything else is fine. I haven't got any spare parts or anything like that, so okay. Right, here we go then. This is Vostok 6 CLM. So we're launching 3, 2. Shut up, Gilbas. 3, 2, 1. but only just managed to activate the chute in time. Luckily, none of the pieces have actually hit the space centre at all. So we had a lateral booster flame out. Don't these things happen? Oh, never mind. Everything to tell, mate. Apart from you, didn't make it, obviously. No. That's fine. Alright, nothing else to do but head back to Space Centre. And we'll head back to Omelek Island Space Centre, which is just to the left of us. And rebuild the spacecraft, build on the spacecraft and try again.